Circuit.
Welcome to the Unicorn Circuit, your weekly dose of car news, fanking, conspiracies, eating the box, eating food out of a box.
Eating the food that's within the box. And you know what? At the moment, this is nearly weekly.
Last week it was twice a week, Martin.
Did we actually do 2 in a week?
Yeah, we did, because we did the normal episode and then we did the episode where you pretended to go fishing.
I like how we always talk about how many episodes we did or didn't do at the start, like anyone gives the shit.
Oh,
but
no
some
one cares.
people do. No, some people, if we don't do unicorns, some people come up to me in the street and literally go, when are you doing another unicorn circuit? I'm like, oh, I've been working on the GEMINI and we built an engine. When's the unicorn circuit?
We get recognised quite a bit in the street. It is something that people ask. They go, do you get recognised much? I reckon like every day that we're out and about, like in normal shops and stuff. But if you go to like a hardware store or a car shop, like even more.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed recently, Martin, that I thought was really strange, I reckon out of every 20 people, one person would say, I watch the unicorn circuit.
Yeah.
The majority of people that I see now are like, I watch the unicorn circuit.
Yeah.
The majority. How's your experience been?
My experience, I went to New Zealand recently, just for the weekend, just to go check it out. It was awesome. Everywhere I went was just people were like, oh, Marty Garmods. It was really cool, actually.
But how many of those people were like, I watch the unicorn circuit?
Except one guy called me ugly, which was kind of weird.
He didn't say you were ugly. He said your talents were best suited not on a visual medium.
I believe that was a very, very nice PC way of saying what he said. But I don't actually care. It was just kind of funny because I heard it in the background. What was your question?
Oh, my question is that it used to be when we started, 0% of people that came up in the street would say, I watch unicorn circuit.
Correct.
Because it didn't exist. Then,
Correct.
Then, 1 out of every 10 or 20 people would go, I watch the unicorn circuit.
Yep.
Now, I reckon out of 10 interactions, more than 5 of them mention the unicorn circuit.
A lot of people...
And usually say, Marty doesn't go fishing, he's full of shit.
Well, no, I do go fishing. But let me ask you this one. A lot of people say, why isn't it a podcast? It kind of is, except it's got pictures. Because what I've noticed is a lot of podcasts, I like listening to podcasts every now and then, a lot of podcasts go the other way and their podcast posts for like 5 years and then go, now we've got a YouTube thing where it's the podcast with them talking. So it's kind of that, but in reverse. So if you just pretend that it was a podcast and now it's on YouTube, then it's kind of what it is.
How do you fank on a podcast?
Well, you can't fank on a podcast.
How do you do mycrapcar?
You can't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Martin, that's a good segue to the news. First up in the news, massive news on Mighty Car Mods because...
Oh, the Gemini's got an engine. It's got an engine, and not only does it have an engine, I went and built an engine. The episode that just came out is one of the chunkiest, so chunky you can carve it.
Super chunky.
Not chody, chunky.
Do they know what they mean when you go, so chunky you can carve it?
Oh, that's from a dog food ad back in the day.
And they cut up the gelatinous mess that came out of the can, and they stick their knife in a chunk of meat, and then the dog who's Irish, is that an Irish accent? So chunky you can carve it.
It's like a Scotty dog.
How do you say it? How do they do it?
Chunky you can... I can't do it.
No, try it.
I can't do Scottish.
So chunky. Do they say chunky?
We don't do accents on this show.
Oh, don't we? I thought you were allowed to do certain accents.
I don't think so.
Can't you?
Let's just not.
No,
anyway,
well, you're doing an Australian accent right now, you dumb bastard. Does that mean if you normally speak like this...
It's so chunky, bro. Anyway, you can carve it.
You can't do that.
No, I can't. Well, I can.
But here's my question.
Because I got called ugly by New Zealanders, so therefore I'm allowed to do their accent.
No, but so Martin...
But I'm not allowed to call their accent ugly, am I?
If I was to speak like this, and a lot of people, think that Australians have a bit of an international accent because it's a bit of everything.
No, they don't. No. That's the weirdest, most bullshit thing I've ever heard you say. People think Australians have an international... Are you high?
No, what I mean
What are you
is...
talking about?
What I'm trying to say is...
It's not international.
What I mean is...
That's like saying Canada's part of America.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. It is part of America.
It's
not part of the United States of America, is it?
It's part of North America. Anyway,
everyone's just tuning out, man.
We already spoke about this. Mexico is America's Tasmania.
Oh, God.
We spoke about it. Now, Martin, listen. But does that mean that if I go, how are you, mate? I'm not allowed to?
No one knows what you just said.
I said, how are you, fine sir?
No, you didn't.
How are you, mate? Fine dumb dog.
Anyway, it took me a second to work out what you just said.
Anyway.
You fang dong. Yeah.
So am I allowed to do that or not?
No.
But I just did it.
Well, don't do it.
Okay.
You're not allowed to do anything. This is the internet.
I can't even do... Here's what I realised,
This is
Martin.
the internet.
Hey, Martin,
you're not allowed to do anything anymore.
Martin, I fully freaked myself out recently. Like properly. When
did you
I
walk
realised...
past the mirror again, nude?
Similar. A philosophical version of that. I realised that the vibrations coming out of my wet mouth flap...
I don't like this.
The vibrate, it's not even mine.
No.
My words are a cover song of someone else's language.
Yep.
I didn't invent these words.
Nope.
I didn't invent the sound my mouth flap makes when it communicates. I didn't invent any of that. I am an MP3 of language.
Yeah.
I am copying someone else's noises so that when my mouth goes, then your ear tells your brain, he did this, and then you go, and then you, the thing.
Not only that, you compressed it. So you say, hey, yam, dumb dog. Like, you literally compressed, hello, fine sir, how are you, canine?
Yeah.
Hey, yam, dumb dog. Like, you literally
You don't need dumb dog. That means, how are you going, you fine sir, that I will refer to as something despicable out of respect for you. How are you going?
The Gemini engine has been, not only that, it's actually been fully rebuilt. Now, give me a minute for this one because it's very, very exciting.
Fishing.
Chunky episode. Not only did we go and get an engine, we rebuilt an engine, machine shop, assembled in the back shed of some awesome dudes who I met, Darren and Corey from Gem Racing, literally in their backyard. We put it together. It was awesome. Chucked it in the car, drove it back to Sydney overnight, and literally within a day or two, Turbo Yoda, Alan, came down to Sydney and helped me install it into the car. It's in the car, and it looks freaking amazing. Not only that, we added some extra stuff. You just have to go and have a watch. But either way, very proud of what's coming out because it was weeks and weeks and weeks of work. And some people say, why don't you release a video every 3 days? Because that video that just came out is probably 5 weeks of my life.
Yeah.
5 weeks, as many days of a week as I can dedicate to that when everyone's available to help me, compressed into not even 40 minutes.
And some of the things as well that are often overlooked is, where was I? I made the video. So I was editing and making music and cutting it up and doing that kind of business.
And you're actually there when we're doing the gearbox. On the day we did the box with Al, you were here. But I think the other days you were shooting.
Yeah, maybe I was away. Maybe I was doing something else. But yeah, it takes a long time to actually make the video. We still make it as well. There is no big team of producers, but we do have our mate James. He comes to help us hold the camera and do some things. But we are the videos you see. We are still doing the final edits of those and cutting those and laying the music in those, recording the voiceover. We write that stuff. Martin, Gemini's out, so that's big news.
Huge episode. And another one coming at you next week. So
in other news, just very quickly, we have finished with the Impul Nissan Cube.
Yes.
We've put it up on the Mighty Car Mods website for sale. It's a deposit, $1,000 if you want. We put it up there for $7,500. It's less than what all the others are sold for. It's a little bit rough on the outside, but I've been dailying it, and it works. Not that fast, but now the supercharger works. So that is available. There's a link there. If it says sold out, it's already gone.
We don't really sell cars, not necessarily what we're about. But what I love about this is you guys find out about it first, and I love the idea that someone who's a Unicorn Circuit viewer, who gets it, who's seen the videos, knows what they're in for, has the first opportunity to get it. Because if you just chuck it on Marketplace or Car Sales, you get any sort of random who's like, what's that? I'm just going to buy it. I love that someone who gets what it's about ends up owning it. And that was the case with the Majesta, which is awesome. People loving that. So, yeah, good time.
Watch all the videos again. There's 3 big videos on it. It's just like the brim that Marty allegedly caught. We brought it in, fixed it up, drove it hard, and then threw it back. All right. Now, Martin, what else? Mighty Car Mods Drift Night. We've got a beginner drift night. Have you ever thought to yourself, hey, I want to learn how to drift? We have decided to host a Mighty Car Mods Drift Night.
A wet skid pan.
On a wet skid pan.
It slows everything down. It takes the impact off your car as well. Just makes everything a bit better when you're learning, particularly.
Yeah. You'll start off doing basic stuff like kind of doing donuts and then figure eights and then linking corners and stuff. All of the details for that are below. There are some tickets left. If you do want to come and drive, you can do that. It may be sold out. Have a look. Otherwise, you can come and spectate. Get a ticket for that. I think it's $20 to come down.
$20 to come down.
You can also passenger with a friend if you want. There's a very comprehensive shop listing and all the details down there below, so check that out. Martin, that's the Mighty Car Mods news. Do we jump into the rest of the world?
Let's jump into the real world.
We were in the news this week, Martin.
What?
Mighty Car Mods was in the news, actual news. Okay, no, I'll get to it in a minute.
Everything.
No, because it came up in I got an email saying you've been mentioned in a news article.
Oh.
Let's have a look at that. What's that?
I knew you would think this was cool. So I'll just flash up the picture. This is the GTI EV concept. Now, concept cars always look cooler than they end up doing in the real world, almost always. Occasionally not, but almost always. I think that looks cool. Don't you think?
No, Martin, I'm just quite shocked because normally you get together your news and I get together my news. But the news article in which we were mentioned was that article.
What, that one?
That revealed the new Volkswagen EV GTI concept.
Oh, I thought you were about to talk about ups.
That's part of that article.
No way.
Yeah, sorry, as you were.
Oh, cool. This news is making the rounds anyway because it's like a press release.
Yes.
The photos that we normally show you usually comes from press releases. So if you're really interested in that stuff, you can go to all the different manufacturers and see what they're posting up. Anyway, the CEO of whatever Volkswagen reckons that this EV is more exciting than current
petrol cars.
Than current hot hatches.
That is the article.
It's more exciting than current hot hatches. Now, what I will pick on here is they say 93% ready for production. And you go, well, what does that mean? 93% ready. But the power figure that they're talking about, which I think is a power unit, much like the Tesla power units that they've designed that have a certain amount of power they can put out based on the size of the cables and the amps that they can pull through it, is 250 to 320 kilowatts. Now, why is that an interesting figure? I would argue that over that number, RIP tyres.
Well, it's also diminishing fun returns.
Especially in front-wheel drive, which is probably what this would be. Maybe not for packaging. Maybe it doesn't have to be anymore, but I feel like they would want that for the predictability of the front-wheel driveness that your average Joe wants. Put that in an all-wheel drive R package and give it 320 electric kilowatts, and I'm listening.
Yeah, I think that would be
because you have it. Because that's what is at the moment. There seems to be like cool hatches missing from that space. I think Kia's working on one as well. There's been photos going around of a Kia EV4 or whatever they're working on.
Yeah.
I think we're about to see some cool hatches. I think when you get like Tesla Model 3 performance spec in a practical vehicle that
looks a bit chunky,
doesn't look like a weird looking sealy snouty thing.
Yes.
Then I reckon you're onto a winner, and that's when I'm going to really start paying attention because right now it doesn't do much for me. Driven and owned a Tesla for a long time, but this is just cool.
Because I think the CEO had said that he believes that the EVs are going to be better than petrol cars, but I would argue I don't know if that's going to be better in a GTI version. But in an R version, like you, I agree. But they were talking about kind of Volkswagen EVs coming out and mentioned in this article, which is on Car Expert, it says the now discontinued Up was available in GTI guise. However, this was only for the facelifted models, which never made it to Australia. Though local YouTube channel mytown recently converted a base model to the performance spec using parts from the UK.
And we learned that the hard way, that the two different
reporting.
generations of the Volkswagen Up did not want to play.
You don't want to get like facelift version and old one. But actually, there's a little bit more of that car to come, which you'll see in a few weeks' time, because you probably remember from last time, it wasn't like checked, tuned, dynoed, any of that stuff. That stuff is going to be happening. So that was kind of, that was that. I've got one other piece of news, Martin, and we're talking about AI and we're talking about bots. What is the purpose of AI? Everybody's having all sorts of different ideas about making media with it, about writing. I mean, people do basic things like make me a band name, make me some lyrics. But actually, as we reported on a couple of weeks ago, AI was being used by Toyota to do their tandem autonomous drifting thing. But recently, the Ferrari CEO was deepfaked audio style. You might have heard about this. So basically, one of the executives from Ferrari got a call from what he believed was the CEO. And the voice was saying, like, I'm calling you from a different number for security reasons. But it was basically to do with some kind of exchange of funds or something to do with the stock exchange. So what I'm wondering, though, Martin, is if you're... And it ended up being a deepfake. The executive worked it out by saying, what book did you recommend that I should read last week? And then the AI bot went and hung
Short
up
circuit,
because it didn't know.
Yeah.
But if I called you, Martin, from a payphone in Estonia, and I'm like, hey, Martin, how you doing? Let's run it. Hey, Martin, how are you?
Yeah, good, man. What's going on?
Yeah, good. Dude, you know how I'm over in Estonia at the moment?
No, I didn't know you were going to Estonia.
Yeah. No, I went for...
What airline did you fly over there?
Lithuania Airlines.
Okay. That sounds like bullshit, but anyway, go on.
No, anyway, I'm stuck at this phone booth and I've lost all my stuff. Can you transfer some money for me?
Oh, why don't you just do like a cashless ATM withdrawal thing?
Oh, I don't have my phone. That's
Do you
why
still
I'm
have your
calling
watch?
from payphone.
Still got your watch?
No, nothing. That's
Then
why I'm calling you.
Where'd your watch go?
I've lost it.
So you didn't go for a run today?
No.
Well, that's bullshit. I know you always go for a run every day.
No,
so that
but I
means you
didn't
don't do
today, Martin, because someone stole all my stuff.
This is sounding like bullshit. And the
No,
thing is,
listen to my voice.
I will get more and more suspicious because what you're saying sounds like bullshit, and then that will sort of close the window of what's going to happen.
But I just need 10 grand to get a flight back home.
10 grand?
Yes. Sorry, 2 grand. Can you transfer me $2,000 to get back home? You can tell
I
it's
could
me.
probably transfer you $200.
Could you?
Well, I'm not going to.
Oh.
Because it sounds like bullshit.
No, but I'll give you a bank account number.
Did you end up getting that piercing you were talking about?
What piercing?
Exactly. We spoke about it literally 2 days ago. What do you mean, what piercing?
Yeah, on my
You
ear.
don't forget stuff, man.
On my ear.
No, that's not where it was.
So you wouldn't send me the money?
I'd know, because I'd ask you about the piercing.
Let me do this the other way, Martin. You ring me from... Where are you? Oh, you tell me. You ring me. Hello.
Hey, mate.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Hey, I've lost all my stuff.
Oh, shit.
And I just got mugged, and they took all my stuff, and I'm in San Marino.
Mate, anything you need, I got you back. I
Thanks,
support
man.
you no matter what.
You're a good mate.
What do you need?
Can you send me 10 grand?
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you want me to send it to?
I'll just send it. It's to a different bank than what I normally bank with.
Why is
I'll
that?
just give you the numbers.
Why is, yeah, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, well, is that because that's all you can access over there?
I just need $10,000
Yeah, cool.
from you because
Dude,
you're my mate.
Absolutely. What's your account details?
185731.
Cool. I hope you're okay, mate. I really care about you, which is why I'm saving you.
8008135.
Got it. Did you get the money?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Bye.
All right, good luck. That's what I would do.
Would ya?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a good guy. Next up, it's is that even legal?
Would you really not send me money?
It's that even legal? We're not talking about this anymore.
Would you honestly not?
Oh, no, it's bullshit. I would know it's not you.
But what if the AI was so good you couldn't tell?
No, you can tell.
What if you
gotta trust
believed
your
it?
gut.
No, but what if you believed it was me?
But I didn't. What do you mean?
No.
No, wait. If it was you and you need something, you get it.
Okay.
But it's not you. And I would know it's not
No.
you. I would know that it's not you.
You believed with all of your head and heart that it was me.
But that's a different conversation. We're not talking about AI anymore.
Yeah, no, the AI is so good you believe
It can't
it's me.
ever be that good.
Okay, but in this thought experiment,
It can't ever be that good. It's all in the fingers. People who know. It's the fingers.
Yes, but you can't see or feel my fingers because you're on a phone.
Yeah, but I know.
Okay, what if I rang you?
The AI can't know the things it needs to know because I would straight away be talking about all sorts of random stuff. Like, oh, hey, man, you know that day when you drove your Mini, is it still torque steering? The AI would, it would short circuit.
Okay.
Whereas I know that you had it in fifth gear, you're in 60 k's an hour, you floor it, it hits VTEC and it torque steers. Like,
It does.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of rubbish
Okay.
that we talk about on a daily basis. And I do speak to you pretty much every day of the whole year. Which
We
means I talk
we
to you
speak more than once a day,
hundreds of
Martin.
times a year, or thousands of times a year, but I mean per day, like
No,
daily.
Martin. If I was
would
in
know.
Estonia and I called you and I needed money, would you send me the money?
That's a different conversation.
No,
Stop trying to make this what
I'm
you're
not.
trying to
Just
make
would
this.
you give me the money?
The conversation's about AI, not
no,
whether I
not
give you
AI.
money.
Me. If
you
I
need
called you
money-
in Estonia and I'm like, I need money.
How much, but?
10 grand to get back home.
If I could sell your Mini to get the 10 grand. Because where am I going to get? I've got to sell my boat to get 10 grand.
You don't have a boat.
I do have a boat.
When?
Well, when I was out fishing in it.
Oh, come on, man.
You know what I mean?
You would. You would send me the money.
Yeah, but I'd have to sell some of your stuff. I would literally just put your Mini on the Marty
We've
Carmine
told them
shop.
that you sold my motorbike, right? And do you know what? He sold my motorbike.
you tried to do it to
because
me.
he forgot that it wasn't his. The motorbike that I built on this channel called The First Ride. It's had millions of views. There's literally video evidence of me building it. And I finished it and parked it downstairs. And then I saw some guy riding it. I was like, get off my bike. And he's like, I just bought it.
I just bought it. But you got me back because we had that 300ZX we were going to do stuff with. And then we decided to sell it.
you were so grumpy
I was
that
so
day.
grumpy.
So
and
grumpy.
then Al was down. Actually, Al was down to help do the Gemini thing, and Al loves 300. He's like, "Oh, bro, how much for the 300?" And I'm thinking, "I don't know, it's worth a
I was
couple
like,
of
you
grand."
for $200.
Oh, worth a couple of grand. And we walked down there to the car park, and he goes, and I was like asking me, "Oh, how much do you want for it?" And I'd worked out, I don't know, a couple of $1,000, mates rate, whatever.
No,
and,
$200.
and he goes, $500.
Yeah, take it.
And Al started looking at me. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
not $500. He did the same thing. So fair enough, lesson learned. Don't sell your mate shit unless he's an AI bot calling you from Estonia, and then don't give him anything because it's just an AI bot trying to steal your shit.
Martin,
Is that even legal? Are we
do
doing
you
it?
like disposable income?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you like driving cars?
Yes.
Do you
Clearly
like
established.
do you like getting fined for driving your car?
No.
This is not working.
No.
Do you like here it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to get fined for something, no. So Martin, do you like driving cars?
Yes.
Do you like Finland?
Yeah, actually.
Yep. Okay. Do you like that if you broke the law there, they would say, Martin, here is clearly what you did wrong, and this is the amount of the fine you have to pay.
So like a fine.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be good.
That is illegal in Finland.
What is?
This is blowing my mind.
Which bit?
And unlike normal, I've checked this at 3 different sources. In Finland, the fines that you pay are a ratio of your income.
Have we discussed this before?
No, we have not. So that means that if you don't earn much money, your fine is small, and if you earn a lot of money, you earn more. And I think what made the news is because a guy got a speeding fine and had to pay like 120,000 euros or something because it's based as a percentage. Now, I actually had a look at this, unlike the normal research that's done on this show. Under the Finnish system, a day fine is calculated based on the offender's daily disposable income, which is generally considered to be half of their daily net income. The more a driver is over the limit in this case, the greater the number of day fines that they receive.
This is really interesting, but I know this will be divisive because I know some people will be like, that sounds like a communism and that's too lefty and that's too righty. I don't want to get into that. But this is interesting.
Yes, it is interesting.
Because
in some ways it seems fair on the low end, but it seems then possibly unfair on the high end.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing, like how much effort and work and capital someone's put into getting to make the income to then be fined for a whole day. Is that proportionate to someone who just goes and works at the shops and doesn't give a shit? I don't know. The bigger conversation, but that is a fascinating way to do it.
The bigger can of worms here is that your income then has to be shared with some kind of body who can then decide what you should pay on that, which means all sorts of your personal information is getting sent out there.
Sounds like what the tax office does, isn't it?
I guess so.
I guess so. That's probably how they work it out. Anyway, that was fascinating. Is that even legal? What do we got next?
You, Martin.
We got any crap cars, or are we going straight to tinfoil hat cap?
No, we got tinfoil hat cap because I've got a rumour, Martin, that you've got an excellent one.
I do have. Let's go. In tinfoil cat this week, with the meat flaps, we are discussing, we're going to discuss the social media and the platforms and all the creative stuff because look, that's where we are. You're looking at it out in a box inside one of those things, whether that's a Facebook or a YouTube or an Instagram or a TikTok.
This is me eating popcorn. That was my popcorn alarm.
Oh, good.
Because you're going to start ranting. This is the popcorn meme.
I
like when you talk about this stuff.
I don't know if it's going to get super ranty, but lately I have noticed, I'm on a couple of creative Facebook pages. We've been around doing this for a long time, so you pick up those connections. A lot of people have been saying either my views have disappeared, my revenue's disappeared, my audience has disappeared. I'm seeing it a lot more than normal. And there's this massive redistribution of numbers. There's all these different streaming platforms come on board, and then TikTok comes on board. And then some younger people are just chucking phones at me and like not even buying in at all. And that's bad because the platforms go, well, who's going to watch the stuff? How do we sell them stuff? Which is, you are the product. Let's not forget.
Are you talking about kids using Nokias? Is that what you're saying? Get rid of phones?
Yeah,
because TikTok doesn't work on a 2110, does it?
Going analog and realising some of the risks that come along with social media, especially at a young age. That's a conversation for another time. Facebook also, I think it was Facebook or Meta generally had their biggest day ever. I think 3 billion active users.
Wow.
That's like a third of the
almost half the planet.
Almost half the planet.
What is the conspiracy, Martin?
Okay, so the conspiracy is, so why are these things happening at the same time? On one hand, you've got record profits, you've got record numbers of active daily users, you've got record. The numbers are just going up and to the right. But you're also seeing creators, both new and old, like some of these people are established, some people have had viral hits that have really rocketed them quickly to millions of subscribers and whatever. But then you're also seeing them just say, well, there's nothing coming from it, so I'm not earning anything, or I can't monetize it, or I can't keep it going. I don't know where the audience is. The theory is that at the same time this is all happening, AI is coming on board, and AI is also watching and ingesting every single thing those creators make and everything they ever have made and anything they ever will make, because as part of the terms of use, when you upload it, you are kind of saying you give us the rights to basically do with what they want. What AI needs, it needs food. It is like the flood or, the alien that comes and needs to consume something. AI doesn't work without you putting stuff into it to input what do they call it? A data set, right? Yeah. The data set is the reels. The data set is the unicorn circuit. The data set is all this kind of thing. The theory is that you are going to see more and more, particularly in the reel space and those sort of short videos, you're going to see more AI-generated content. And there's rumours that the testing is happening already. Now, if you're one of these platforms and you're currently sharing your revenue, let's say for ease of use, it's 50%. So you've got $1 billion coming in and you've got to pay out $500 million to creators. What if you could tell your shareholders and your management, guess what? Our books this year, we get another $500 million. It's actually probably much more than that. It's probably we get $50 billion. And what do we have to do? Oh, nothing. Just click the box that says, feed them AI-generated content. We have so much, the biggest data set of people uploading uploading hundreds of thousands of bits of content every single day that we can just recycle it. Now, some is going to work better than others. Recycling a unicorn circus not going to work. We don't know if we're talking about boats today, or scones, or cookies, or meat flaps, or Finland. We don't know. But stuff that's a bit more predictable, like guy falls off a thing, dude jumps over a fence, person jumps a house. Like, it's not really that inconceivable that some of that stuff could be AI generated. So
I'm only laughing because I've been making scones.
If these platforms decide to let the AI bots loose and they get smart enough to be able to make content that you can't tell, back to your phone call situation, and they just get to keep the profits, they don't actually need the creators at all anymore. What happens? That means we're in like peak fast food, right? Where there's fast food restaurants in every corner and you're just eating the same grey slop. And then the organic section at the supermarket is super tasty but it's very niche and not that many people go there. And eventually the organic farmer's like, we can't sell anything, we're out. That's what I think could be happening. This is not something that 5 or 10 years ago you'd even really think about, because by then, I'll use one more example before I shut my meat flaps. When YouTube started doing subtitling, all of a sudden they were like, hey users, can you subtitle videos? And at the time we're like, wow, that's really cool. If you're invested in a YouTube series and you really like it and you don't mind typing it, you can type out what we say. And it happened. And a couple of fans, we even sent some messages saying, hey, thanks for helping subtitle, because some people do need that. And also it means it could be automatically translated. That came along next. What that actually was one of the early examples of machine learning data ingestion. Everyone was feeding the machine all it needed to know, time-stamped, to know that when he went, the B16 million, like he flapped his meat hole, and the computer was able to go, oh, I know what that means now. Which means also when we put this video out, the robots know exactly what we say for every single word. That wasn't the case originally. Now it is. So maybe the stuff you're watching is AI generated. Maybe it's not. Don't know. What's that mean for creators? Also don't know. But there you go. Watch this space.
Fanking. Fanking is the delightful art of recontextualizing a product's name by holding it down near your crotch. Now,
it will never be AI
the first
generated.
Fank. We need to discuss this.
I know why.
Okay, so what's going on here?
But I know why.
Is you can see what's happening here, but there's a pixelated area.
Yeah. Did you pixelate it?
No.
Or the image came pixelated like that?
The image was sent like that.
Do you know why?
Either he has penises for feet.
Nope.
Or he wanted to keep his foot fetish off the internet.
No, he's not keeping his foot fetish off the internet. He's keeping his feet off the internet so other people don't turn his feet as part of their spank bank. He might have really nice looking feet, and maybe that's what some people want. So they're on Fanking, but actually they've mistyped it and it was footing.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. People have blurred it so that his feet are not, not going into the data set.
Was that you? I'm keen to know. I'm keen to know.
Yeah, tell us.
Oh, what's going on? Anyway, next up, Martin.
Maybe you've got to subscribe to his
Oh,
own
goodness
feed.
me.
Wow.
That's rude. All right, next up, my cock. Super soft and yummy.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, next up. Now, that's very clever, isn't it?
Do you know why it's also clever? Has anyone ever had an eaten mess?
Isn't that just a pavlova that's been punched?
So good.
Is an eaten mess a punched pavlova?
So good, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's saying eaten, not in the brand name, more like eating with the G off it.
Maybe.
Isn't it?
It could be either.
Okay. Next up, Martin. That's new and original. Well done. No feet visible.
Nope.
Clear bum protector. That's just good old-fashioned fun, isn't it?
I love that.
Handy hardware.
I love that's at like a $2 shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
Excellent.
very good. Next up, we've got the P champion. Good job. Ferrari. Ferrari, I understand, has been trying to sue people that have been making fake Ferraris. That is not news.
I don't like that because I'd like to make a fake Ferrari or engine swap a Ferrari.
Don't say that. He never said that.
I never said that.
Because right now...
No, I don't want to make a fake Ferrari.
No. Right now, if anybody talks about that, they have a system where you can dob the person in and they will reward that person before they sue that person.
Oh.
So that's the news this week. So basically what will happen if you're like, hey, I've got an old MR2 and I turned it into whatever, and you take it to a meet, someone at the meet dobs you in, Ferrari's legal department sues you, and the person that dobbed you gets a reward.
How many Golfs do you have to buy before you get access to the fancy Golf?
What's the fancy golf?
Exactly. In Ferrari and Supercar land, that's how it works. I didn't know this until really recently. If you want to get the special one, a
What
particular
special
special Ferrari, they won't let you buy it unless you've proven... Porsche's the same, actually. Unless you've proven yourself
Unless
by
you're a
buying
good customer.
a multiple number of Porsches. You either have to own them concurrently or have owned them and prove that you are the right kind of fit for that brand. Like, if that is not the ultimate, like, luxury item exclusive club thing I can think of, I don't know what is. Sorry,
That's
I went back to the
insane.
news. Anyway, thanking.
All right, next up, Martin. Now, ultimate fat balls. Now, I was just wondering,
Fat balls.
the thing is, that's heavy. That's 12.6 kilos of fat balls. What are they?
Bird feed.
There's 150 unnetted fat balls in there.
Bird feed. Because I think they put bird food in net things so they can like peck it out of the net. I have absolutely no idea. Tell us.
Yeah, what's a fat ball?
Well, I know what that is.
Next up, we've got an anus nut roll. Very good.
Could have been crispy too.
And now we've got Fank of the Week. Drum roll, please.
What am I looking
Well
at?
done.
Is that a glove?
Not only, no, what he's using a glove to cover the words on a sign on a wall that then says, pedestrians give tugs.
That is some excellent fanking.
That's why it got Fank of the
Yeah,
Week.
that's fully into the next fankosphere.
I've just realised the angle that all of this is on because I couldn't quite see
couldn't work it out either.
That's the roof up there.
Yeah.
That's the wall. Pedestrians give tugs. Well done. If you want to share your fanking images with us, please do it on the fanking page group, community group.
Is it time for random meat bag?
It's down there. Martin, we've actually got 2 packages to open. So we're doing mail bag, then we'll jump into eat bag. This week on the mailbag, we have received an item. If you want to send us something, you can send it to the Unicorn Circuit, PO Box 475, Sydney Markets, New South Wales 2129, Australia. This one here has come from Evan in St Clair.
I like the writing. on this.
It looks like a kind of
I really like it.
Viking-ish style
It does.
writing.
Wish I could write like that.
And inside, Martin, we
is
have
this?
some images
is
and
this?
a note and some photos. That looks like that's a beetle, and that's there's a
Hot
Rexy
Wheels.
in blue, dude. That
Thank
looks
you.
great.
Thank you for the Hot Wheels. That's awesome.
That's
it's
a wide body hatch.
Pontiac.
That's what it's all about.
Didn't you used to have one of them?
I did.
Pontiac
Dear Marty and
Aztec
Moog,
Custom.
thanks for your awesome content. You've been a massive inspiration for me in my car journey.
This is sick.
I've thrown in a couple of pics on what I'm working on at the moment. 2011 WRX and a supercharged 1959 Beetle.
That is neat.
And this, I saw these in Big W. I hope
Supercharged.
you like them. Keep up the awesome work. And it'll be awesome to see you working on some sex spec ugly cars. Keep up the awesome work from Evan. Thank you
What's
very
that?
much
Working
for
on some
sending that in.
Subarus. Sure thing, mate.
Thank you very much.
That's rad.
Last piece of this show, random meat bag. Every week on the show, we like to expand our consciousness by flapping our meat flaps around some edible meat flaps to power the AI organism that is our body.
Correct.
What have we got to eat today, Martin?
Unicorn food, let's go. This is the one we got from Bathurst, isn't it? We talk about endlessly.
What have we got in there, Martin? What's that? What have we got in there? What have we got in there we're going to try today?
No.
We always try things because we're trying people. What have we got, Martin?
Changsha stinky tofu.
Changsha stinky tofu.
Why?
Let's get on a little bit of this. And the good thing is that we always try because that's part of the
Remember
show.
how we had that like awesome chili chocolate and all that like really cool stuff?
We always like trying things though, don't we, Martin?
No.
Look at that. Oh, it feels very, there you go. It feels very gelatinous. Here you go.
Why
that one?
does it need to be stinky? Why? I just don't get the stinky side of it. How do you open
Maybe
this?
it's not stinky. Oh, mine just
Did it spurt
blurted
everywhere?
out juice. It's under pressure in there.
No way. Oh, it's there. Now, how'd you open yours? That smells nice. What does it smell like? Why would you eat this,
dude,
though? What are you supposed to do with it?
This is one of the few times on this show that I'm not sure.
Oh, look at it. Look at it.
It's
Like
so
like a really big weekend and then a really big bowl of muesli followed by a double shot of coffee. And you know what's happening at 10 a.m. It's this. Look at that.
All right, cheers, Martin. Cheers, mate.
You know what? If you don't look at it, it's not terrible. It tastes kind of meaty and chili and garlicky. But the second you look at what you just ate, it shouldn't look so much like what happens 8 hours later. That's all I'm going to say. It should look less like that. And the more it looks like that, the less... Why are you rejecting the tofu? Dude, you like it less than I do.
I'm out, dude.
You're out. Is it too much?
No, I'm out.
Oh. Yeah. If you keep it out of your vision like that, not so bad. Anyway, now that he's gone, we can have a proper chat about AI. We can have a proper chat about conspiracy.
I'm actually leaving, by the way.
All right, I'm coming too. I might wash this down with some of that chili chocolate we had. That was good. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good.